All right, let's dive right into this explainer on mastering the perfect table tennis forehand loop. We're cutting out the fluff today. Whether you're a complete beginner, a seasoned pro, or even a parent coaching a future champion, we're going to look at the actual biomechanical science of what creates a truly world-class shot.
So where does the explosive power for a killer forehand loop actually come from? Well, let's shatter a huge misconception right out of the gate. It absolutely does not come from swinging your arm as hard as you can. If you're relying solely on your shoulder and arm, you are literally leaving massive amounts of speed and spin right there on the table.
To understand true elite-level power, we really have to talk about the kinematic chain. Think of this as a bottom-up approach to generating force. The mechanical energy actually originates in the floor, travels up through your hips and trunk, and finally culminates at your racket. Basically, your lower body is the absolute foundation of your entire stroke.
As you'll see here with the physical phases of the stroke next to the biomechanical data, the numbers prove something pretty amazing. The lower limb joint angles peak exactly when power generation begins. Simply put, you've got to load the legs to fire the arm.
Moving into Section 1, let's talk about mastering weight transfer, which is really the core engine of your stroke.
What's fascinating is that these mechanics operate exactly like throwing a powerful boxing right hook or, executing a heavy golf swing. It all happens in 3 strict steps. Step 1, you shift your weight onto your back foot during the backswing. Step 2, you vigorously rotate your hip and core forward. And Step 3, you shift that weight right onto your front foot. This sequence triggers the crucial weight transfer you need to generate massive rotational momentum.
Okay, Section 2. Let's look at the lower limb drive and compare professional mechanics directly against amateur mechanics.
The science on this is absolutely definitive. Research shows that a massive 51% of total kinetic energy in table tennis strokes is developed entirely within the leg, hip, and trunk link. Think about that for a second. More than half of your total power comes from below your chest.
And you can actually see why when we look at the plantar contact area, which is essentially just the foot pressure on the floor. If we compare the intermediate player to the superior player, the elite athlete establishes a significantly larger, flatter contact area. They aren't just bouncing up on their toes. They've created a highly stable, grounded base to push off from.
Because of that stable base, elite athletes are able to stretch their muscle tendon complexes much more fully during the backswing. By achieving larger hip flexion and greater knee rotation, they act exactly like a tightly coiled spring. This allows them to unleash explosive angular velocity right into the ball during that forward swing.
Now, for Section 3, tactical execution, we need to break down the fast loop versus the slow loop.
Your lower body mechanics actually have to adapt depending on the exact shot you want. A fast loop or forward drive demands explosive hip extension for raw, flat forward speed. On the flip side, a slow loop, which is all about heavy spin, requires a massive distal drive from your knees and ankles. You're using them to physically brush the ball upwards against heavy backspin. So different tactical arcs require completely different leg mechanics. So here are 3 core practice takeaways for you. Number 1, stop using just your arm and start building power from the ground up. Number 2, maximize your full foot contact to ensure a balanced, explosive weight transfer. And number 3, actively alter your leg drive depending on whether you're hitting a fast loop or a slow loop. Regardless of your skill level, a world-class stroke is always built from the floor up.
The next time you step up to the table, I want you to ask yourself, is your arm doing all the work, or are your feet leading the charge? Rethink your foundation, apply these biomechanics, and I promise you, your forehand loop will never be the same.